What is good, everyone? Today I am reviewing The Weeknd's new album, Dawn FM. Let's get right into this. He starts off with a pretty grand opening, Dawn FM, the title track, of course. With, by the way, I have my notes down on this little sticky note, the neon green one again. But yeah, very grand opening, some great vocals, and then, Jim Carrey comes in at the end with some poeticism, but also, he's like the narrator of this like radio station, which is the theme of this album, of course, with the title being Dawn FM. And then we go right into Gasoline, the first song on the album, which is an 80s synth pop banger. I absolutely love the beat on this song. It's so catchy. I feel like I've seen a lot of people talking down on the song. I love it. Even with the weird like lower vocal tones that he does, I don't mind it at all. I feel like it kind of matches the style of the track, and then I love how he comes through with that, like, his typical beautiful voice on the chorus. And then goes right into How Do I Make You Love Me, which, of course, by the title, you know what that song's about. And, I feel like the lyrics on this project, are pretty shallow, but I think it kind of fits, like, the 80s pop theme. Nothing too deep, but it's not bad. I think it kind of matches the energy. Um, I think, I didn't really like the song as much at first, but it's so undeniably catchy. How do I make you love me? Sorry to do a little singy sing there. And then this transition into Take My Breath is pretty good. And that's one thing about this album. All the songs seem to meld together pretty beautifully, which I feel like does match that radio theme. And then you have Take My Breath, the single on here, which was one of my favorite songs from last year, actually. So fucking catchy, and just, I really don't have much to say about it, except that it's just amazing. And on the album, he uses his extended version, which I always preferred to the original anyway, just because if I had to choose between listening to 3.5 and like 6 minutes of this song, I would choose 6 minutes. Then we have Sacrifice, which is kind of just like an ode to Thriller by Michael Jackson. Which, side note, Michael Jackson does play a huge part in the sound on this album, mainly just because Quincy Jones does a lot of the production, and he's the one who is best known for producing Thriller, of course. He is 88 now, I think I heard. Crazy. And yeah, this song is just, I love it. That's it. Not much to say other than that. I guess if we have to talk about the lyrics, it's kind of about, he doesn't want to sacrifice anything for this love, which I like that theme. And then we have A Tale by Quincy, and, he kind of just talks about his troubled upbringing. And then it goes right into Out of Time, which is just a smooth MJ sounding R&B song. I absolutely love that intro, and then it's closed out by Jim Carrey doing a silly little thing. His narration, he doesn't pop in too often, which I think is good, because I think too much would be, I don't like hearing his voice too much. Every once in a while is fine. We'll get to that. But overall, this song, probably one of my favorites. Just so smooth, and it kind of provides that contrast from those more upbeat like pop bangers. And then from Out of Time, we go to Here We Go Again. I think that's the name of the song. Here we go, ... again. Maybe it's Here I Go, ... again. I didn't write down the full title. I'm sorry. I'm bad. I didn't even write down Take My Breath. I almost forgot about that song. I'm so mid. But it's a very beautiful song. In no terms is it a banger, like some of the other songs on here. But Sorry, I lost my track on here. I like Tyler's feature on here. It's not a song that I would listen to and think, oh, let me throw Tyler the Creator on this song. But it feels like he belongs there for like, he comes in, he does his thing, and then he's gone. And I actually think Tyler's verse is probably one of my favorite lyrical moments on here, just because he's just talking about how bullshit marriage is and how like you gonna get this prenup. I think he says. Um, I really liked his feature on here, and you know, once he, it's kind of funny because I think it's like, if the weekend's on a song, the weekend comes on the song and it becomes a weekend song. But in this case, I feel like Tyler came on the song, and during his part, it felt like it became a Tyler song. But the weekend and Tyler, not two people I would expect to see together, but they work together quite beautifully, I think. Then we have Best Friends, which is probably my least favorite song on the album. It's pretty uninspired and not interesting, and it kind of sounds like a slightly better version of that song The Weeknd released with Post Malone, One Right Now. Then we go into uh, Is There Someone Else, which I think is the most Weeknd sounding song on this album, because he kind of takes that sound he's going for, and then he puts like a little vocal sample on it, and I feel like for whatever reason it kind of brings me back in my head a little to House of Balloons for some reason. Um, Maybe to like What You Need, that specific song. I don't know why. Just the vocal. The that was, that was definitely what the vocal was. Um, yeah, and then from this song he goes into Starry Eyes, which kind of just sounds like Is There Someone Else Part 2, but I enjoy it. I mean, I don't think I would ever really listen to this song just on its own. I think if you put these two songs together, it would be a meaty song, but I would listen to all of it. I think on its own, it doesn't really do a whole lot for me, but not terrible. And then we have Every Angel is Terrifying, which is kind of like an interlude. It's like a promotional ad, it kind of sounds like. They're advertising the afterlife, which I think ties into some of the themes of like making this album sound like purgatory. Um, and yeah, I actually really enjoy the instrumental in the song. I feel like the first half is pretty beautiful and lush, and then kind of goes into this like Daft Punky sounding instrumental, and I like it. I like hearing The Weeknd do his weird little spiel over top of it. And then we go right into Don't Break My Heart, which at this point of the album just kind of feels tired and uninteresting. Um, and I don't think his vocal performance does a whole lot for me on this song. Just feels like he's trying to do another little pop banger real quick, but it just doesn't do a whole lot for me. And then he does I Heard You're Married with Lil Wayne, and this song is also just kind of, it's a little boring to me. Um, I like what he was going for on here, but it just doesn't really stick with me. I haven't really gone back to it when I've been listening to it. And Lil Wayne kind of just pops on. His performance is kind of mid. It's like for every good bar he throws out there, there's a pretty not great bar. And yeah, the atmosphere is there, and the lyrics are kind of simple, like everything else on here, but it just doesn't really do a whole lot for me. I feel like right after the Tyler song, I feel like the album kind of drops in quality just a tad bit, but it's not awful or anything. It's still up there. And then you have Less Than Zero, which is the pretty much the outro of this thing, the last actual song, which I didn't really like at first. I didn't really like the sound it was going for. It sounds a whole lot different than some of the other stuff on here. You have the little drum beat, but the chorus on this thing is just beautiful, and I think with the themes and everything on here, I think this was just a great way to end out the album. And then it goes right into Phantom Regret by Jim, which it's just a little monologue by Jim Carrey. He does some cheesy rhymes. I don't really enjoy his voice all that much hearing it, but um, it's too much. I didn't need this. But overall, he pretty much I think he nails the concept on this album. I think it sounds like good songs you would hear on the radio. Um, I like the whole ad thing he does, the little spoken parts by Jim, um, and all that stuff. Just really ties into that theme of the radio. And then I like, the lyrical themes, despite them not being that deep or anything. I think the instrumentals on this thing are great. The transitions are pretty great. There's a few lackluster songs here and there, but overall, I think this is a great follow up to After Hours. I think it is almost as good as it. I don't think it's quite there, but I think it's almost there. And I'm feeling a strong 7 to a light 8 on this album. Pretty great. I've heard when I listened to it at first, I digged it. I dug it, and then it kind of fell off for me. But then the more I listened, the more it really just stuck with me. So yeah, light 8 out of 10. It's beautiful. I love it, and yeah. Thank you, The Weeknd. Thank you, Abel. Thank you, Quincy Jones, everyone, and thank you all for watching. You're all beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this little review. Let me know what you thought, what you think I should change about my reviewing style. Um, yeah, it was good to do a full-length review. I'm kind of used to doing like pretty short reviews, but it was good to really just talk in depth and listen to the album more in depth so that I could give you all of these thoughts. I also wanted to get this review out before Fantano did his so that I couldn't take his number or his thoughts. But light 8 out of 10. It's beautiful. Thank you. Good night.